Howdy y'all, my name is Jules, I'm a student of UTRGV, and today I'm going to show you how to sign up and create your first program in GitHub. This is for my technical communications course, but it will be available for all of you to use and hopefully make use of it for your classes. So first of all, what we're going to do is ensure that we have a student account, of course. For the purposes of this video, I have already used my student account, so I will not be using that to create an account. I will be using a temporary email, taking you through all the steps, and then once we get to the student account, we'll handle that as needed. Most of the time, your class will have additional steps, or you can just follow the on-screen directions for that. But getting started, let's go ahead and open your preferred browser, okay, and then searching for GitHub. Right, as you can see right there, we've got a selection right here, right at the top. You're gonna open GitHub. You're gonna take your email. As I said, this is a temporary email. If you have a student email, preferably use that. Just go ahead and type it right in there, and you click sign up for GitHub. In the next page, you're gonna get a little welcome notice. It shall say, ask you to confirm your email, continue, and then you're gonna go ahead and create a password. Passwords, you gotta make sure that they're safe, that they're sound. GitHub will give you a couple of different suggestions here at the bottom to ensure that you are doing the correct things for your password, the correct modifications right here. As you can see, you got to make sure that your password is 15 characters or at least 8 characters, including lowercase numbers. Once you have a password, you're going to want to write that down and click continue. Next, you'll create a username. Let's go with Egbert. Right, this is just a little silly name. Just to see if it's available, and it'll tell you at the bottom whether or not the name is available. Right here, you can opt in or opt out. I prefer to opt out since it's a temporary account anyway, so I'm not going to have any need to receive emails. Next, you're going to get a verification page. This will be different for a lot of people. You will click the verify button. This is just to make sure that you are not a robot. On occasion, you will get this little dart system where you have to match up the total darts to the number on the left side. It can take a while. Because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps, I believe. Right here, since we're counting up, I prefer to use a calculator to kind of speed things up a bit. Plus. On occasion, of course, you may have a different type of verification. Sometimes they'll show you a figure facing in a certain direction, and you have to search the pictures until you find the figure that is facing in the same direction as the picture on the left. But right here, they're forcing us to do math to make sure that we're not computers, and since we're not computers, this math stuff takes forever. So, once you complete verifying your account, you will you have the option of saving your password. You don't have to do that. You will get an email to your email account, of course. Check that, and it should be a 6-digit code. I've already got it off screen. I'll go ahead and show that how that's going to look to you here in a bit. Email will essentially look like this, nice and simple. That number, you can go ahead and copy it, right? Control C, or copy and paste, Control V, and it should automatically load up. At this point, you can personalize your account a little bit. From right here, 2 to 5 members, usually working in a group, no more. I've never seen a class where we've gone to more than 5 students in a group. So you can click 2 to 5, continue. you get an option for your features that you'll be using. Collaborative coding is very important. All the other ones, you can read through them. And this is just optional, of course. You can ask your teacher what would be best, but you don't always have to select all of these. You just click continue at the bottom. Next, you'll get your selection, whether you will be applying your benefits or not. You will have free or team benefits. At this point in time, depending on when you use GitHub, you may have an option of continue for free or apply for student benefits. Here's the disclaimer, is that GitHub will sometimes allow you to use free accounts and use code space and whatnot. Other times you have to use a student account to have access to code space. As of right now, it seems like they're allowing us to use the free code space. So we'll go ahead and walk through. If I get to a point where we cannot use the code space, I will go ahead and switch to my student account. So we continue for free. When you click continue for free here, it will send us automatically to our dashboard. That means that we have completed our account creation. As I mentioned before, if we have the option to apply student benefits, at that point in time, we would follow all on-screen instructions or instructions provided by our professors in order to create our account according to the classroom setting. Okay, so now that we have finalized our account, we can go ahead and move on to the next step in our documentation, which is creating a repository in order to be able to create a code. So once we go back here, we see here at the top left, we have an option for create repository. We're going to want to go ahead and click there where it says create repository. Under description, I apologize, under repository name, let's go ahead and name it my first repo. Right? And of course, this name can be whatever name you want to choose, as long as it's not a name in your repository already. All these other options, you can leave them as is, just for the purpose of this, and we click create repository. Upon creating the repository, we are going to get this next page, which is more setup of the repository. There's several different ways of creating the repository. Down here, this one is for importing code if you have VS Code or such other type of system that allows you to code on your computer. However, we're just going to go ahead and do this by creating a new file. You also have the option of doing so by uploading an existing file, but we'll just go ahead and create a new file directly. We click there. In the next page, we have our first file. We're going to go ahead and name our file up here, hello _ world, and don't forget .c. This shows that it is a file of the .c type for coding. This is very important when we create our code space. And now you're going to go ahead and click commit changes. And then right here you have a commit message and you have an extended description. That is optional, of course. You can go ahead and click commit changes now. So here in the next page, you can see how our repository is set up. On the top left, we have our name of our repository. To get to our code space, we're going to go ahead and click up here where it says my first repo, and this will get us to this page right here. On this page, we will go ahead and click code. Under code spaces tab, we will select code spaces and click create code space on main. At this point in time, we will find out whether or not our account has been created successfully with student benefits or not. So since this account does not have the ability to enter code space, I will go ahead and swap out to my personal account, and I will be right back. Okay, now that I have swapped to my school account, not my personal account, my school account, we can go ahead and see that my repo is set up almost exactly the same. Right here, we're going to click the code button, and under code spaces tab, we're going to click create code space on main. This should open up the code space. Like I said, if you have this feature available to you, it should be easy. Everything is set up almost practically automatically. You'll see some pop-ups on the bottom right corner. Those are important for your C setup. You can choose your theme. You don't have to. You can just click mark done. And then we're going to go ahead and click hello world.c in the left side. This is where our files are always stored. Once we click that, you will get this pop-up on the bottom right. Click install. And that pop-up is just the C++ extension package to ensure that all our code is working correctly in C. Let it load. We can click back to hello world. You see how it's being completed. Down here you get another pop-up and click yes. Right, and we can click this and exit this welcome as well. So now we only have hello world.c displayed to us. This is the section where we can begin creating our code. Right here, we're going to go ahead and type // my first code. Now this line of // is always a comment. You'll notice that it's grayed out. That's because it won't affect the code in any way. A comment is just for coders to understand the code better. And then we have to include a library, a C++ library. And this library is just the standard library that we use in almost every code and in every C code or C++ code, depending on what you're coding, right? We'll have the similar stdio. And now we will create our first code right here, int main, and we'll type in void. Now we will enter, left curly bracket, enter, print f, open parentheses, open quotation, hello, type hello space world, and then exclamation point, just to give it a little bit of attitude, \n, that is the new line character. It gives us a little bit of space after the line is created, and then we close it off with closing quotation, closing parentheses, and semicolon. That tells the compiler that that is the line of code. Then we press enter and type in return 0. We return 0 whenever we want to make sure that our code does not have any bugs or issues with it. Once we have completed the code, we're going to go ahead and click down here, and we're going to type make hello _ world, just like the name of your file, except without the .c. hello _ world, right? Just like, once again, just like the name of your file, but without the .c. And so now we should be able to click enter. If you see that little pop-up, cc hello _ world.c, and then -o hello _ world. This is the new file that we've created, and this is where it came from. Right? And now, in order to run our code, we type in period / hello _ world, and then click enter, and there you have it. Hello world is printed out successfully on the terminal, and you have successfully completed your code. One final thing is that we're going to go ahead and click here where it says source code and type in a message, my first code. Oops, my first code. Oh, I cannot spell. Code, and then we click the plus and commit our changes. Right, sync and OK. And so now, with all of this completed, our code has been saved to our repository, and we can access the code whenever we need to, and that should be it. We have successfully created our GitHub account, created a repository, and our first code. I really do hope that this was helpful and it helps you in the future, in your future projects. Thank you very much.